Yeah, hi. Alrighty, quick video. So NXT, so what's not NXT? Fucking 205 Live is ending. And that fuck was given. It was basically a extra jobber show for people to watch. Bunch of fucking jobber cruiserweights wrestling. Basically, it started because, you're going to give cruiserweights more time, even though, again, no one really cared about the cruiserweights. Here's the thing. The 205 Live was cursed in the first place, okay? Reason being because, first of all, who the fuck wants to see an extra show with a bunch of midgets who have no character and charisma, who don't even do cruiserweight shit anymore on 205 Live? It was basically just midget wrestling. Here's the thing about cruiserweights. What made people want to care about cruiserweights back in the cruiser division when WCW and when it was on SmackDown, for in WWE. The reason why people cared is because you actually had people who had somewhat characters and people who actually know and liked, like guys like Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and shit like that. And also people who just basically had character and charisma, and it was people cared. And not just that, even though they were small, they were also but they used that agility. They actually were doing high-flying shit. Cruiserweights, you were doing cruiserweight shit. You were fucking flying and stuff like that. You were doing all these moves that people can't believe to see. And yet, they didn't take advantage of it. Cruiserweight became, the fucking cruiserweight division became just a typical indie jobber wrestling. Especially when nowadays, wrestling, especially when the cruiserweight started, when literally every wrestling match was basically the same thing where they barely do flips. So what was the point of bringing back the cruiserweights? Everybody was a cruiserweight anyways. Every wrestler was not too big. They were all fucking cruiserweights in reality. And then they had to fucking call it 205 Live because apparently the weight limit was turned to 205 Live. So then we had this few guys like Seth Rollins or Dolph Ziggler or Finn Balor heavyweights. Even though fucking Finn Balor, I believe, could have been a cruiserweight. And then fucking, he was not in the cruiserweight division. What does that fucking tell you? Again, it was a joke in the first place because there was no real need for the cruiserweights. It started because of a fucking tournament, even though it made no sense too, because everybody was just basically a cruiserweight in the main roster by the time it happened. And then fucking, cruiserweights. We're supposed to didn't care, and we're gonna bring back the title. Wow. And then you give the title to a guy who's a gamer character. No one fucking cares. And, he was Suicide in TNA. Wow, what a joke. And he's a jobber. Okay? And they brought back D. Brian Kendrick and all these jobbers that no one fucking gave a fuck about. Again, the reason also people didn't give a shit because it's just basically the same kind of wrestlers. It's just they had less character, if anything, than any other wrestler. Or they didn't even have anything to care about. There's nothing, because what makes them different than guys like Seth Rollins and fucking, who else? Kevin Owens is a fat fuck, that's why he's whatever, but fucking even Finn Balor, who else was that 2016? I'm trying to go back to but even 2017. What makes them different than freaking, all these other jobbers and fucking, like Seth Rollins and shit, Finn Balor, even Chris Jericho, he was a cruiserweight at the time. But, but he used 218, but he's no longer a cruiserweight because it's 205 Live. It's fucking stupid, All these wrestlers were small. Dolph Ziggler even. All these guys were small. You could put them in the cruiserweight division, and then maybe you could showcase the fucking heavyweights, even though you didn't have. That's the thing. That's the problem. There's not even heavyweight, so everybody was racing cruiserweight. So there's no reason for a cruiserweight division and also fucking cruiserweight title. Okay, and it was no one fucking cares because they don't draw for shit. They don't fucking care. They're just small. It's just the reason why people I think wanted the cruiserweight division back too, in terms of the hindsight, is just for the smarts, because so you could have the wrestlers, they can be showcased there, the people who are small, instead of fucking having them win the world titles unrealistically and being the stars of the show, when in reality there's just really a side act. But that didn't work. It just basically just proved that the cruiserweight division was pointless, and then it went to NXT, they had their own show. It was a joke in the first place of why the fuck would you start a show when nobody was gonna watch anyways. It was basically just a less interesting version of NXT when NXT was just less interesting anyways. I know Smart's gonna fucking get angry at me. He's like, why would you say NXT was interesting? Because it wasn't. It wasn't interesting, okay? I'm sorry. Indie wrestling doesn't draw, okay? And no one fucking watched 205 Live. It was just, and then, I mean, the good thing about it, I guess, like, you know, it went to NXT. That way it could actually draw the crowd there, even though there was really no point, because everybody was basically Cruiserweight as well. So why it made sense. And now that they end the Cruiserweight division, thankfully, good for them, because it just made no sense for having it around anymore. If anything, to be honest with you, and I know fucking I'll get some heat for this or whatever, but like, fuck it, at least Hornswoggle, let's be honest here, at least it was a more better end. Like, how did the fucking Cruiserweight title end? Like, no one fucking cares. If anything, I was more entertained by Hornswoggle. Or fucking guy, like, or even fucking just basically wrestlers in general from before this whole new revamped Cruiserweights than fucking that time, okay? It actually was, like, more funny than this shit. I'm sorry, just the truth. You actually got some entertainment value. Everybody was just these bland, boring vanilla midgets who had no character and charisma. And they only just did kicks and flips. They barely even did flips, though. That's the thing. They just did gay, technical wrestling. No one fucking wants to see that. Especially when you have no character. The only guys who are good to do that is like guys like Kurt Angle. You know? So good thing it's ending. But now you're going to have this new show called NXT Level Up. It's basically just the Velocity version of NXT. Where, like, think about it. NXT is basically supposed to be like the main roster. Like Raw and SmackDown and then Velocity. But even though fucking NXT, no one fucking watches or cares about NXT anymore. The luster is gone, and it's even this revamp, and now we're gonna have NXT 2.0 Level Up or whatever, and it's not even called Level. It's like LVL. Wow, very interesting for some reason. And basically, it's gonna be Velocity. It's gonna fucking showcase. It's gonna be basically like AEW Rampage, where they're gonna showcase fucking jobbers or Dark. And essentially, it's gonna be like kind of like Dark because it's gonna be on fucking. It's not gonna be on cable TV. So, yeah. I mean, whatever. I think because essentially it was already becoming like NXT anyways. Because like, even though it was 205 Live, they were showcasing people from NXT. So you know it made sense, you know, to end the show anyways in the Cruiserweight division. I would have just rather like why even do a show after SmackDown? No one's gonna fucking watch, okay? You might as well like you know, and even I don't even think AEW fans are gonna miss Rampage. So there's no point. And people are going to act like this is a war now. This is a war, guys. 205 Live versus Rampage. Like, or fucking Level Up. No one fucking cares. So this is like, okay, anyways, regardless, with this whole new change, no one fucking cares, okay? Overall, fuck the Cruiserweights. Like, everybody's a Cruiserweight now, but like, it's just, if anything, it's more worse now. Like, if anything, if only wrestling was how it was used to be, maybe the Cruiserweight would make sense, but everybody's a Cruiserweight and everybody's a garbage. Because let's be honest here, the Cruiserweights weren't really that good anyways. Because no one fucking the only guys who people cared about were people who actually fucking did cool shit, were actually good wrestlers with characters and charisma. You think people really give a fuck about Dean Malenko? Okay? I'm sorry, no one cares about boring wrestlers. You want to see guys who actually are big time and interesting and good character. Okay? Remember when the Monday Night Wars documentary when they said like, oh, the Cruiserweight was an interesting part? No, they weren't. People didn't give a fuck really about the Cruiserweight. People cared about fucking guys like Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, fucking Sting, you know, fucking NWO type of shit, and crap like that. Okay, Booker T. They didn't give a shit about the Cruiserweights. Get the fuck out of here with that crap. Unless if you're with Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. Same shit wouldn't happen in WWE. Alright, so no one really cares. Stop pretending. Even in its heyday, no one really cared. Okay? Because people want to see the stars, man. Alright? So fuck the Cruiserweights. Good thing it's ending, because who cares about NXT Level Up? Okay? It's a lose-lose situation. Alright, I'll say people. Till next time. Peace. Yeah, bye. Good riddance to 205 Live, because no one fucking gave a fuck in the first place. No one's going to give a shit about it. It's basically just lose-lose, because who the fuck cares about both? 205 Live and Level Up or whatever. Take care, everybody. Peace. Yeah, bye. Trader calls magnificently.